Hey, this is Tim Miller with the Bulwark. Breaking just now, Jim Jordan is being withdrawn as the speaker designee, which was a made-up title to begin with, by the House Conference in a private secret ballot vote. The Republican members got together, they put a white noise machine out so no reporters could hear them, and they decided to have a secret ballot vote on whether to keep voting on Jim Jordan, who had lost 3 times on the House floor after being nominated as Speaker. And so their decision among themselves was they want to put him back up again for a 4th time. He loses that vote in the secret ballot, which is kind of crazy and an encapsulation of the Republican Party during the Trump years, where on a public ballot, Jim Jordan gets 194 votes and only 25 Republicans go against him. And then in a secret ballot, a majority of Republicans go against him. I feel like this is very similar to how the Trump impeachment votes would have gone. If we could have done those by secret ballot, maybe we'd be rid of Trump by now. But anyway, so here, what happens? Where do we go from here? I did a thread right before the vote where I said this. It's been clear since the first Jordan vote that Republicans cannot produce a speaker. They do not have the votes for anyone. So their current options are: 1, kicking themselves in the nuts over and over again; 2, going home without a speaker; 3, 5 Republicans, at least 5, go to the Democrats and cut a deal. This is, the fantasy where a moderate Republican, maybe Don Bacon of Nebraska, gets 4 of his buddies, goes to the Democrats and say, you make me speaker, and then I'll give you these concessions. And then the 4th option was going to be having Patrick McHenry just act as speaker in his role as speaker pro tem. The problem with that is McHenry doesn't want to do it, and so you'd have to force him to do it against his will. So not great options, self-sabotage, going home and quitting, working with the Dems, or making somebody be speaker against his will. But those are the only options they had on the table. Since I sent that, the Republicans have chosen door number 2. They're going home without a speaker. Does not matter that we are in a crisis in Israel. We just had 2 American hostages released. Thank goodness the Biden administration, the State Department, is actually working. So despite the fact of those challenges abroad, despite the fact that we're starting to come up again, we're under a month now until the next government shutdown if these guys don't get their act together. They're going to go home. They're going to have another candidate forum on Monday. What's the point of another candidate forum? This is an intractable situation. There are at least 8 insane MAGAs, probably many, many more, but at least 8 who are not going to vote for anybody that wants to do the business of government, keep the government open, that would be acceptable to Kevin McCarthy and to Patrick McHenry. There are 8 of them. They already showed that when they voted to get rid of Kevin McCarthy. Then we've seen now in the Jim Jordan votes, there are about 20 people that do not want MAGA crazies who want to shut down the government and oppose funding for Ukraine, who said that they won't vote for anybody, or at least they wouldn't vote for Jim Jordan because of his extremism, because of his conspiracy mongering. So the idea is you got to find, I guess, or to try to find on Monday a white whale, somebody that was not an insurrectionist, since that was part of the deal for the 20, somebody that is both willing to shut down the government and not willing to shut down the government. I mean, there's no way out of it. It's like a Chinese finger trap. There's no way out of this, okay? That this is an intractable problem. No one in their conference can get 217. And to me, I think right now we're looking at the most likely scenario. The only way this changes is once you get up to a government shutdown, maybe some of these guys start to blink. But that's so long. And that's 27 more days from now of not having a speaker amidst these crises. I mean, the Republicans are it is an unbelievable calamity. I don't even think the members of their own conference realize just how shitty of a situation they've put themselves in. Like the fact that they think they can come back Monday and have some sort of candidate forum and think everybody's going to sing Kumbaya. Maybe that's going to happen, but it's hard. It's really hard for me to see it. It's really hard. And the funny thing about all this is I interviewed Dan Goldman, come back here on Sunday for the Next Level Sunday show, which airs on this YouTube feed. Democratic rep, really smart guy. If you listen to him, he's basically saying the Democrats were going to be willing to play ball with Republicans if they could just put up somebody quasi-normal that would be willing to do the basic things, fund the government, fund Ukraine, fund Israel. But when that idea was floated internally in the Republican conference yesterday, having Patrick McHenry stay on as speaker and work with Democrats, the MAGA part of the Republican Party was so pissed about that idea didn't even make it to the floor. There were some reports saying that 2/3 of the Republicans were opposed to that, to working with the Democrats. So the Democrats are over there saying, we'll deal with you, as long as you just do some really basic stuff.
We just want a House that allows for bipartisan bills that benefit the American people, not Democrats or Republicans, the American people.
But there's a huge majority of the Republican conference that will not do that. And so they find themselves stuck. They're going home now for the weekend, despite the fact that we're in the middle of a hostage crisis with no speaker. It is one of the most just egregious displays of incompetence in governance in modern American political history. I mean, these guys are just kicking themselves in the face over and over again. They cannot come up with any even temporary solution. In the meantime, we have one house of Congress that is just not doing any business, and that doesn't seem to be prepared to do any business anytime on the horizon. So anyway, cheers to you, Jim Jordan. I do have to say, we at the Bulwark have enjoyed your suffering. I could have used a few more failed votes, to be honest, but the 3 were very, very enjoyable to watch. Maybe the Republicans will come to their senses over the weekend, but I'm not counting on it, and we're going to be back here Monday for their candidate forum and give you guys an update if anything has changed. Hey, if you like this video and our content, I'd love for you to become a Bulwark Plus member. You get bonus podcasts, you get bonus newsletters, you get bonus takes from me that maybe don't come up on the YouTube feed. You can try it out for free at thebulwark.com/free trial. The link is below in the description. We'd love to have you as a member of our community. We have great commenters and great opportunities for people who want to protect democracy.